Are you wondering why so many job roles nowadays have data analytics, data visualization, and other data related tools and terms? Are you thinking about how data analysis actually helps organizations grow their businesses? Are you pondering about what exactly does business data analytics mean? Stay tuned. In this video, we will walk you through business data analytics in simple terms with relatable examples, how data analytics projects work in organizations, and some popular tools that make this process easy as well as exciting. So, we will conclude with some of the popular roles that you can explore to enter this lucrative and growing field. Jones is a finance business analyst working with a reputed insurance firm. He is happy with his work, but he recently read an article on how business data analytics was helping firms predict insurance eligibility with high accuracy and save millions. Inspired by other such examples and analysis, he realized that this field looks promising and exciting. He is keen on beginning his journey to becoming a business data analyst and grow in his career. But he is concerned that his lack of knowledge in analytics might be a challenge. So he decides to talk to his friend Samantha, a business data analyst working at Walmart, who is currently developing market strategies for the Asia Pacific region using customer data and sales data. Jones tells Samantha about his aspirations to learn what data analytics is and its use in business. Samantha is excited and walks him through all the basics. She begins by explaining that, in the simplest terms, data analytics analyzes different data varieties to find meaningful business insights. They should also be actionable, otherwise, they will be of no use to the business. So we dig deep to understand what the data is telling us. But in reality, rarely is working with data so simple. Once data is collected, it needs to be cleaned for correct analysis. Samantha gives an example. So data coming from source 1 has gender and dates in different formats and the state is missing. Source 2 data has the entire state column missing with non-matching gender and dates. Now, before analysis, this data needs to be made ready by cleaning, handling missing values, changing formats, and so on. Samantha shares some examples from her work experience about customer analytics. Using data analytics, business questions like what actions will help in retaining the customers, or how can I customize my marketing strategy to target specific types of customers, or what will help in driving customers towards the final purchase. All these questions help businesses improve their customer relationships as well as improve sales. One interesting example is that of Netflix. Using customer personalization based on customers' mood, preferences, and history, the movies and shows that will be more interesting to that customer pop up on his screen. So depending on what you like, Netflix changes the thumbnail of movies as well. See this image. Jones is impressed with the work she does. So she further explains 4 types of analytics. Descriptive and diagnostic, they look into the past. What happened or why something happened. Like what was our market share or why sales are dipping. And on the other hand, predictive and prescriptive give a sneak peek in the future. What is likely to happen and what will happen if a particular path is taken. Like which customers will churn or what will happen to the sales if marketing spend is decreased. A typical business analytics life cycle begins with business requirements, then data collection, data validation and storage, data analysis and modeling, moving on to data visualization, and finally change deployment. Now, Jones was a little confused looking at so many stages. So Samantha explains each step in detail. Business opportunity or business problem is the base which guides the analytics project. The business goal should be clear. Some examples might be: what are the customer behavior and their buying patterns? Or which marketing strategies will, maximize returns? Which prices can we increase and still retain our customers? What skills will help you excel in the business requirements phase? No doubt, you need to know about the business, as this will help you understand the opportunity or problem. You need good communication skills to ask the right questions, facilitate discussions, and so on. Negotiation and problem-solving skills are helpful while leading discussions about the objectives. Once the goal is clear, the next stage is bringing in the appropriate data relevant to the analytics problem. Now, here the 5 V's assessment helps to determine which data sets to consider. Volume is the amount and size of the data. Velocity is the speed at which data is collected and needs to be analyzed. The variety of data like text, audios, images, reviews, and so on. Veracity represents how trustworthy is the data, and then in turn how reliable will be our analysis. And lastly, is it providing value to the business goal in mind? You need business acumen and decision making to decide the data required based on the current business situation, or if the collected data is accurate. Conceptual thinking skills help make sense out of the large sets and analyze them. Once you have the data, you need to validate and store it. How will you know if the data you have is of good quality? Samantha reminds Jones that the data quality reflects the accuracy of your analysis. Data should be accurate and not misleading. It should be complete with no missing values. The data values should be consistent across different data sources and should not have duplicates. And lastly, data should be fresh and current to make it more valuable. Jones was quite surprised to see how much more work is needed after data collection. And Samantha reminds him that this phase requires the maximum amount of time and effort in the entire life cycle. Different skills and tools are required in this phase. Along with business expertise, exploratory data analysis, or EDA in short, is performed to gain a comfort level with the data before the actual analysis. Different mathematical and statistical techniques like descriptive and inferential statistics are used. And tools like Microsoft Excel, standard query language or SQL, programming languages like Python or R are used. Data is stored in different formats and environments like Excel, database, data warehouse, or cloud. Nowadays, cloud is more used quite a lot. Then comes the actual analysis phase done by the data scientists. Business data analysts provide more understanding from the business perspective and guide the direction of the analysis. Here, a model, which is a program that mimics the real world, is used. So, for example, a model used to predict sales is prepared to resemble the actual values closely. So, we tell the model to look at some features like the number of products sold, cost, store location, customer age, and so on. We give some sample or training data for the model to learn how the features and sales are related, and finally provide a mathematical statistical algorithm for calculating sales predictions. Now, once the model learns, it can apply this learning to new data and predict sales. Such types of models are used for many purposes like classification, clustering, and so on. A business data analyst needs to have a basic understanding of standard machine learning algorithms and know when to choose which to work collaboratively with the data scientist. Most common tools and languages like Python and R are used for modeling. Now that we have the insights, we need to explain them to the stakeholders. So business visualizations, which are simple and clearly convey the insights, are used. Data storytelling is the most interesting way of communicating insights. Now, creativity is definitely needed to create such stories. And Excel, Tableau, Power BI are the most popular tools. Now comes the time to deploy the changes suggested by our analytical insights throughout the organization. So questions such as, are the insights answering the business question or problem in step 1? Or what changes are required to launch the model? How is it going to affect other related processes? What are the costs, risks, constraints, and assumptions? Are they considered? You need to have a strong business understanding along with creative thinking, problem solving, and decision making skills. Samantha drew a very interesting concept of business data analytics as a bridge where both business professionals as well as analytics specialists can work on. But some specialties of business data analysts are that they handle end-to-end processes of the analytics initiative. They are key contributors. They get to work on exciting and engaging opportunities. They have a unique mix of business and basic analytical knowledge. Samantha explains to Jones that there are multiple roles in business data analytics field. Depending on your background, you can be a business data analyst, business intelligence analyst, data scientist, analytics manager, and so on. Jones now feels confident to pursue his dream of becoming a business data analyst. To summarize, Samantha gives Jones a roadmap to help him start on this journey. This gives him an idea of which skills he needs to start working on. You must put in efforts and learn the key tools because that is what organizations are looking for. Get certified. IIBA's Certified Business Data Analyst is a very prestigious certification and will unquestionably give you an added advantage to begin your career in this field. Build your sample project portfolio and talk to people, get more information. Don't wait to start your analytics journey. Check out our website at techcanvass.com for more details about IIBA's Business Data Analytics Certification. Thank you for joining us and we wish you all the best.